First off, I want to start this by saying, I see you, Disney. I see you, okay? I see you lowering the run times. If you look at the episodes, episode 1, 55 minutes. Episode 2, 58 minutes. Episode 3, 44. Episode 4, 38 minutes. Okay? I see you guys. I see you going into your Disney Plus shenanigans where you're making sitcom length episodes of a drama. Hopefully the runtime goes up in later episodes. I was really digging the 50-minute runtime, right? The proper runtime for a drama. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, episode 4, I thought was a solid one. Spoiler alert, by the way. But yeah, so the episode starts off with Nick Fury scheming and plotting, getting back to his old Nick Fury ways. It's like he like bugs his wife or something, and he listens to his conversation with Rhodey, susses him out as a Skrull, discovers that his wife has been hired to unalive him. It's like, okay, we're good. We're getting back to the old Nick Fury. He's getting his mojo back. Couldn't get it back fast enough to save Maria Hill, but he's getting his mojo back. So yeah, I like the confrontation with his wife. I like that his wife ultimately didn't want to kill him. That was sweet, although apparently it seems like they're done, right? Nick Fury has taken the betrayal very close to heart or close to home, and he doesn't want to be with her anymore. So that's sad. But and then he goes and he confronts the not Rhodey guy. So yeah, so it is revealed that Rhodey's a Skrull. It's not made clear for how long he's been a Skrull though. So my guess is that this is going to have been a relatively recent thing. I don't know that they're gonna say that Rhodey has been a Skrull throughout like all the Iron Man movies, only because we're supposed to get an Armor Wars movie, right? The Rhodey movie. So I don't know that they would want, like, would you make an Armor Wars movie where like Rhodey is a different Rhodey than we've known all this time? I don't know that you would make that. Unless they're faking us out and that movie just doesn't exist or like isn't on the docket anymore. Maybe Armor Wars is an Ironheart movie. That would be kind of cool if they pulled some wacky shenanigans like that. But my guess is that Rhodey being a Skrull is going to be revealed to have been like a relatively recent thing. Like maybe he was a Skrull all throughout like the Avengers movies, but I don't think it's going to go back to like the first Iron Man movie because I don't know. I don't think they would make a movie with a character that hasn't been around all that time. But still a pretty cool reveal. People were sussing it out last week because his wife does have that phone call with the Skrull, and you could kind of tell that it was Rhodey's voice. I mean, I couldn't tell because I'm an idiot, but other people could tell. So yeah, that was cool. And then you get the whole reveal that what's her name? Emilia Clarke. Gaia is her name in the show. That she was actually alive. She was not dead, right? Because she injected herself with Extremis, which was a pretty decent reveal. Pretty good fake out. I wasn't too upset about it, right? Even though it is another fake death in an MCU show. Because then you get to the end of the episode and they have the whole shootout, right? They're trying to kill the president and Talos dies, which I think is probably going to end up being like being a thing that is like happens and is finalized and whatnot, because I don't think that they would fake out Gaia's death and then fake out Talos' death in the same episode. I don't think they would do that. I mean, again, it is the MCU. It is the fake death. It is the Marvel fake death universe. But I mean, they have kept Maria Hill dead consistently, so I don't think they're going to bring back Talos. But anyway, I guess just to go a bit back and talk about that whole final sequence again, I thought it was a good sequence. I do question the intelligence of going after the president. I mean, I get it. They are trying to like frame Russia or whatever. But like, I guess my whole thing is like, okay, so maybe you kill the president and then you leave and then you bounce. There are still going to be dead scrolls left behind. So it's like they're gonna find out that it wasn't the Russians, unless their intention was to kill literally everybody in the convoy and then, pick up the bodies. But that didn't end up happening. So it's like they left a bunch of scroll bodies in on the highway. So I don't know. I don't know the intelligence of the plan, because unless they were planning on like killing the entire convoy, which I don't know how reasonable it would have been for them to expect it, because it was a shootout, right? Like, I don't necessarily know that Nick Fury and Talos showing up tipped the scales to such a high degree that they would have necessarily been able to kill all of the guys. I don't know. Bit of a weird plan, but even still, I do like the idea of it, right? Of trying to frame the Russians to start World War III or whatever. But yeah, I guess now I wonder if they're also starting to like set up this sort of the sort of turn in the story where like maybe humans and the government especially is going to start being more is going to start being more accepting of scrolls, because Talos like sacrificed his life to save the president. I wonder if that's going to end up being a thing, although I don't know that would override the fear of scrolls going out and trying to kill the president, because I feel like that. Now that I think about it, that's almost certainly going to override any sort of appreciation that they might have. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see the ramifications of this, because it seems like it's not going to be like a World War III situations, but it's now that I think about it again, I do these reviews and I reflect in real time. It's probably going to be more of a situation where the government's going to be like, scroll invasion, time to do a scroll holocaust or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see what the ramifications truly are. But either way, and then we at least we got to see Gravik be a super scroll or whatever. He had the Groot extendo arms, so that was kind of cool. Then he has this extremis sort of healing factor. Did he have any other powers? Did I miss them? I don't think they showed off any other powers. But yeah, either way, solid episode. I think the show is really just, I was hoping for it to be MCU's Andor. It's not that, but it's solid. Like, it's not an MCU project that I look at and I'm like, it's fine. It's not an MCU project that I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. It is a solid show. I just don't. It feels like the show needed to be amazing. It needed to be MCU's Andor when it, because, it's a Nick Fury show, so it's like, were people going to be inherently interested in that? It's, where the current state of the MCU is at, where like people have kind of been burned out on it. I feel like the show just needed to be better than it is, but not to, at the end of the day, the show itself is good, so I don't want to knock it too hard. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.